You know what I really want after a long, hard day at work? Hot dogs. And today, I'm going to show you at home how to make the perfect hot dog. So, first off, we're going to grab the, I'll show you the hot dogs that we're going to be making. They're actually Smokies. These are the classic cheddar. I've left these out of the freezer for a little bit. They're a little bit defrosted right now. There's a little bit of ice on them still, but this should be good enough. If you don't defrost them, don't worry about it. It'll still work fine. So I'm gonna turn on the stove first. We're gonna use a different burner than the last video. I'm not sure if you watched how to make a grilled cheese video, but we're going to be using this burner this time. We used this one last time, this one this time. I'm going to turn it on to medium heat. And I don't know about you, but I always have difficulty opening these things up. So, like, even if there's like a thing that says to rip them here, they never work right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a knife, just a nice little steak knife here. If you don't have a knife, you can grab some scissors. I've also got some scissors right here. But also, if you don't have scissors, you could just grab a knife. So we're gonna cut it open. Like that. Place the knife down. And now it's open. Smells good. So these ones will be good to use. Actually forgot to clean the pan since the grilled cheese, but that's fine. It's just a little extra added flavor for the hot dogs. Sit here for now. I'm gonna go grab a plate real quick, and then we'll put those on the plate instead of just on the stove. There we go. We got a nice little see-through marbleized sort of plate here. Just like that. Now we've got to just wait for the pan to heat up to an appropriate temperature. If you stick around this channel long enough, you'll start to notice a pattern of waiting for the pan to heat up before putting anything on it, which I think is a very good method. Put your hand over top and you start feeling the heat, you can tell it's starting to heat up and the stove is working. Alternatively, on a cold day, you might want to turn the stove on, put a frying pan on it, and it will like heat up your room. I've actually done that with the oven before, when the furnace wasn't working properly. I turned on the oven, opened up the oven door. I'll angle it down so you can see what I mean. I opened up the oven door like that, and it heated up the room quite a bit. It was quite nice. So it's starting to heat up pretty nice. So we're gonna throw a couple of those hot dogs on the frying pan. So there's one. Nice sized Smoky right here. A little bit moist, but that's because it's been defrosting for maybe about an hour or so. I don't know if you could pick that up, that sizzling sound as soon as I placed it down. There we go, that's nice. So we've put 4 on the frying pan. I've got 1 extra in here. So you know what? We're just gonna put it on there too. Now we've got 5 Smokies on the frying pan, all lined up in the middle. I'll hold it closer in a second for you. Like this. And you can see. Hope this. It kind of. Okay, 1 sec. So what you're gonna need to do is get a fork. And just kind of move them around a little bit. You don't want to flip them too much, but you also don't want to flip them not enough. Otherwise they'll burn. So this is the part where we just kind of wait for it to cook. And then once one side is cooked, you flip it over. But we have to flip each individually over, one at a time, for it to be the proper technique. I do actually have a few tips and tricks for if you forget to defrost your wiener or smoky, whichever you decide to have at the time. Both work the same. So what you would do in that case, if they were frozen solid, you would get a pan like this, and then you would put water in it, like that, and then you put it on one of the other burners, and then you turn it on, and then once that starts, well, you can put them in there now, but it'll start boiling, and once it starts boiling, they're probably going to be defrosted enough. So that's a little trick. I'm just going to turn it off because we don't need it right now. Go back to the back burner. So I'm going to flip these now for you. One, two, three, 4, 5. As you can see, nicely seared. So you might have seen something there. What I was doing was I was poking a hole into the smoky to move it a little bit further back, and that is for a couple of different reasons. One is because they were too far to one side, and the other reason is because sometimes if you don't poke holes in the smokies, they kind of spit around a little bit extra, or even potentially explode. But with the extra air holes in them, it's a little bit of a safer cooking experience overall. It's still cooking pretty good there. Lots of heat coming up. So they're not fully cooked yet. They look pretty cooked, but they were still cold on the inside. So we're probably gonna have to flip them a couple more times. But as we wait for these to cook, we'll prepare the hot dog buns, which I have conveniently right here. And much like the bread, you're just going to want to grab one of them. Out from there. Just quickly examine it for any mold. I don't see any mold, so they're all good. If one's good, they're all good. So one thing I didn't quite think through 100% was turning on this stove burner, because that was originally where I intended to place my plate. But it is quite hot right now, and I don't want to place the plate on a burner that was so recently turned on. I put these little oven things over top of it, so now it should be safe to put a plate on top of. As you can see. Yeah, perfectly safe. There we go. We're going to flip them one more time. We're just going to roll them over the other way. We flipped them towards us first time. We're going to flip them back away from us the second time. This is what you want to see. Heat's still coming up pretty good from that, so that's nice. I'm gonna get the condiments ready. So give me one moment for that. So we've got the ketchup and the mustard right here. And the secret ingredient. Mayonnaise. This particular meal is olive oil mayonnaise. You can use whichever type you would like. Same goes for the brand of Smokies or hot dogs or whatever. You could just get any old type, and it'll work the same. You might need to leave it on the frying pan a little bit longer or a little bit less. You'll just have to keep an eye on it. Flip it over one more time. As you can see, the two sides are nicely seared. But if you'll notice, the top and the bottom are not. So what we're going to do now is a very, very advanced technique where we balance them up so we get the back side of them as well. Watch this. So what I do for this is I use the 2-fork method. Bring you guys a little... No, I won't bring you guys any closer. You guys can stay right there. It's a little bit dangerous, so... You know what? We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna worry about it. That's just an extra thing. You don't need to do that at all. This is perfectly good. We'll turn off the stove. Give it a little shake. So, there's a bit of a debate on whether you would put the ketchup and the mustard on the bun first, before the hot dog. So, what we're gonna do, how I personally prefer, is I will put the Smoky on the bun first. You just give it a little stab. There's no way this is coming off of there. There we go. And how I did that, I'll do that again so you can see. So it's on here, it's not going anywhere. You put it on the bun. How did it stay in the bun? You get a little grip on the bun with your other hand, and you pull the fork out. You might squish the bun a little bit, but it still is going to taste very good. So I'm just going to move it to the back here so it's not on a very hot burner. So, me personally, I prefer mustard to ketchup. So what we're going to do here is put the mustard on first. And you might have noticed, I gave this a little bit of a shake. That is extremely important, otherwise you get weird stuff coming out of this mustard container. There we go, we got enough mustard on there. Almost. There we go. Gotta shake the ketchup and then apply the ketchup. Here we go. And you just want to apply a little bit of ketchup. You don't need too much. There you go, just a little taste of it. If you want to get really fancy, you spin it. You spin the smoky over, like that. That way, you avoid a significant amount of spillage. So here we go. I'll go this way so you can see the full flavor. And that's how you make the perfect hot dog.